I'm super excited to take you along to the grocery store with me today. We're gonna demystify grocery shopping. I wanna talk about meats for a minute. I have a whole nother video just on meats, so please check that out. But honestly, marketing tactics are everywhere in the grocery store. It might say natural, gluten-free pork. It may even say things like all vegetarian fed. Please don't spend more money on something that says that. They're just trying to vie for more money, thinking they can dupe you into a healthier alternative. With something like granola bars, I want you to use the general rule of thumb. If it has more sugar than protein, it's not a good idea. It's so interesting when you look at something like a Kind bar or a Cliff bar. When you look at their ingredient breakdown, it really has a ton of sugar. This is the dark chocolate, nuts, and sea salt Kind bar. It has more 5 grams of sugar, 4 of added sugar. So that means that they're just adding sugar onto your nuts when they could use something that's more natural like dates or raisins. Instead, they choose to use sugar, glucose syrup. Not a good idea. There are some good options though. I love these RX bars that tend to have a high amount of protein and have very few ingredients. Layer bars are another good one, although not as high in protein. But there really are some good options when we know what we're looking for. So ultimately, I want you to be looking for ingredients you can pronounce, that you can picture how it's grown in nature, and if not, knowing that it is grown in nature. But it can be so confusing, and it's designed to be that way. We slap the word natural onto our foods and think, hey, this says natural, it will be good for me. But our body doesn't always know what to do with those things, nor does it mean that it was grown in the way that nature was intended. Just because the word natural is slapped on it doesn't mean it's the healthiest option that you can choose. I'm gonna have some more instances of different things, but please, the next time you're at the grocery store, I want you to take a few tips. Shop the perimeter of the store, really sticking to as whole food of options as you can. And I have some cheat sheets, especially for Costco and Aldi. Those tend to be my go-to for things that I like to get that are more affordable, but also really good options to have a stocked freezer. Also, I'm not a purist, right? We want to be sure that we can live in this world. If 90% of the time you're fueling your body with really good stuff, then it can make up for the other 10% of the time when we make less than ideal food choices. But even then, being sure that the things we can grab and go on a busy work night are healthier than something we may have otherwise grabbed. Dairy has ultimately been marketed to us as low fat for a multitude of reasons, but it still is winning the low fat war. So I want you to gravitate towards full fat versions of dairy products, not only because they have less sugars in them, they're not added back a bunch of things to make it taste good, but also because they have the natural sugars that are found in cream. Cream is naturally a very sweet food, but it's also very nourishing to our body. We actually know what to do with it, in other words. So always opt for the full fat version of milk and dairy in general, and try to get things that have as little ingredients as possible. I hope my quick trip and tips for grocery shopping are helpful for you. To summarize it, just remember to do the best you can to buy things that only have whole, real food ingredients. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store. I always like to think about if you have a struggle with thinking from a place of, I can't eat that and I can't eat that. Instead, let's try to flip that and think, what should I be eating more of? Let's try to get more colors into our diet, more whole foods. This is only going to help optimize your overall health. What are some tips for you that were really helpful that have helped streamline your grocery shopping?